What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 35. We started this to look at fixtures for January, the first calendar month of 2024. We got Newcastle at home, Watford away midweek at Vicarage Road, the Canaries at home, and of course our first game of the 4 in January. Recently relegated West Bromwich Albion in the FA Cup third round as well. So as the January transfer window is now here, it opened in the very last episode. There's around 17 million in the budget, and as I quickly run you through the squad here. As we know, the board asked for us this season to finish in the top 6. We're currently there, but only just. After our defeat to Leicester on New Year's Eve, it's been just 3 wins in our last 8 games in the Premier League. A really tough patch of form. And it's worth pointing out, at one point we were top of the table. Now we're outside the top 4. Now we're a 4.5 star team. We're growing really nicely as a squad. The core remains intact. But the question is, are we good enough to stay where we are right now? A European place, finish in the top 7 if you want with the Europa Conference League. And can we get into the top 4? I mentioned it. I think I was getting a little bit too excited a few episodes ago. I was getting a little bit too far ahead of myself. I was just sort of caught up in the headlights and I was thinking, oh God, Champions League next year maybe. And now we are where we are after 3 wins in our last 8 games. A pretty poor run of form. So, question is, are we good enough? Are we good enough to finish where we currently are right now? Because I would take Europa League, the board would take Europa League, and I definitely would as well. I'm still dreaming of the Champions League. I think it's a little bit unrealistic to think we're definitely good enough to be a consistent Champions League team at the moment, but I don't think we're that far off it. I really don't. We've got some star power in this team, there's no doubt about it. And talking of star power, they linked up for the first goal of today's episode as well. Yes, 6 minutes in against the Baggies, FA Cup third round. Put a strong side out there for this one here against the Championship team, and our dynamic duo of Ivan Toney, club captain, and young Uruguayan forward Roberto Gutierrez linked up for the first goal. We've not just got star power in this team, we've got young talent as well, including this guy who came in on a free transfer, and let me tell you, this kid is special. I like this guy a lot. Ashley Young's nephew, Stanley, gives us our second of the game, latching onto an Ivan Toney through ball. There's something about this kid. When I signed him, I thought we can get him a little bit quicker, give him that raw electrifying pace as a 19-year-old and improve the technicals as well, transition him from centre mid to left mid, which is what we've done. I think this guy's going to become a bit of a star. And right from kickoff, oh, this kid is special, baby. This kid is special. I'm telling you now, there's just something about it. You know those players, man. You know those youth players. The ones just come into your team either through the academy or getting signed from somewhere else. You just know they've got that something special with them. Stanley Young definitely does. That's already, I think, 4 goals for him this season in all competitions. Bagging a brace in this one, 3-0 over West Bromwich Albion. And again, yes, they're a Championship side, relegated from the Premier League last season after surviving in Season 1, but a really controlled 3-0 victory there against the Baggies. And I really do feel as though I was getting a bit carried away and a bit too far ahead of myself a few episodes ago. We went on that fantastic run of form to be top of the table. But whilst I don't think we're going to win the league this year, I still believe we can get 5th or 6th and also knock on the door for that 4th and final Champions League spot. And if Stanley Young keeps on developing as well, his pace is now 81. I'm trying to get the stamina up into the 80s as well, because he's now got the high work rate, which you know I love. I think this guy is going to say to Rico Henry, mate, you're my mentor at the moment, but come the end of the season, I'll be starting, bro. I'll be the starting left wing back in this team. I'm such a big fan of Stanley Young. Just need to get his growth a little bit quicker. But anyway, following that, as you can see, James Arnold came back from his loan spell at Bournemouth, picked up a potential tag as well, showing great potential, and also a big bid for Juan Cucho Hernandez as well. Aston Villa putting in a bid of just over £18 million for Hernandez. Now, the 24-year-old came in on a free transfer at the start of last season. I thought he was going to be an absolute bargain in this team. Unfortunately, it just didn't really work out. Only 2 Premier League goals since he signed for the club. And as I said to Dean Smith, I'm not going to sell him for a cheap deal. Give me a lot of money. He agreed £24.5 million with me. As you simulated through here, we see our draw for the FA Cup 4th round. It's another side outside the Premier League. Charlton Athletic, the Addicts taking us on once again at the Community Stadium in a London derby there. I've got to say, for 24.5 mil, that's a brilliant pick-up and sale for a Colombian striker who unfortunately just didn't really do the job for us. I'll take it. He signs at Villa Park. He's gone to Aston Villa. Hopefully he resurrects his career there. But for us, £20 million getting allocated to our budget. I'll definitely take that for a striker that only got 3 goals for the club in total since coming in. The truth of the matter is, I kind of feel sorry for him because when he came in, I was like, oh, bro, you're going to start alongside Ivan Toney, you are. You and Toney are going to be the dynamic duo. You're going to be an amazing strike partnership. And then Roberto Gutierrez was like, nope. Gutierrez just became our starting striker alongside Toney, got the nickname the goal machine, and once that was that, it was over. There was no way Hernandez was going to be a starting striker in this team, so really, it was just a case of bad timing, really. Like, right player, wrong time. But Hernandez is gone. That puts our budget up to around £37 million, so lots of cash to play with. And again, still in this January window, with a lot of money in our budget, the question is, do we splash the cash like we did last season in January, bringing back Ezri Konsa, or do we leave the team as it is right now and have that budget carry over to next season? Well, I don't know, but if we are going to get to the top 4, I've got to keep this guy fit. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, 15 minutes into the game, we get our opening goal in a massive game here, 7th versus 8th against Newcastle United. And it's the first bicycle kick goal of the series. And it's not a shocker who gets it. Ivan Toney with the acrobatic puts it past Freddie Woodman, who got caught in no man's land, to be fair. I'm going to do my best Chris Smoove impression here. Where are you going? Give that guy a map. Don't know where Woodman was going there. That was an awful impression. I'm sorry, Chris. Absolute legend of YouTube. Did him a disservice there. But even so, Newcastle a goal down. Of course, Ivan Toney scoring against his former team. Wonderful goal with the Magpies would find their level to the former Leicester and Manchester City striker Kelechi Iheanacho fires it in. And this is a game where neither team can afford to lose. Both teams so desperate now in the second half of the season to keep their European dreams alive. The Europa Conference League is alright, but we're both going for either the Europa League or the Champions League. Both teams knew that a loss in this game and that could spell the end and a poor run of form. I was just so determined not to lose it. We were tied at 1-1. I wasn't really attacking with much intensity, and I thought the Magpies were going to win it later on as well. Godovin finding space, but David Raya bails me out, pushes it behind for a corner. And that's now just 3 wins in our last 9 Premier League games. Win percentage of 33. That's not good enough to be in the top 4. That's not good enough to be in the top 6. And I've got to be honest, I'm just starting to wonder now if I was getting a little bit too carried away a few episodes ago. Do you remember when I was sitting there like, oh, we can do a Leicester. We can win the title. And now I'm just like, don't take the Europa League away. I need it. You know, like we've just gotten this really poor run of form. And I was thinking, okay, following game, Wednesday night, this coming before our FA Cup 4th round visit of Charlton Athletic. Watford the Hornets back in the Premier League, in the bottom half of the table. Got to return to winning ways here and get the 3 points in this game. 16 minutes into the match, Sean Pratt goes on the run, finds Stanley Young. He gives it to Toney, his first shot deflected. But I don't know what to say, man. This guy has scored against all 3 of his uncle's former teams in the Premier League. His first goal, if you remember, Aston Villa. Then he scored against Manchester United, and now he scored against Watford, the first professional club of his uncle's career. Stanley Young does it again. This kid is special. I know I've said it a couple of times, but I've got to say it again. He's just always looking to get forward. He's so good on the offensive end. He's got that raw pace, and 27 minutes in, rolls it across to Roberto. He gets an assist to go along with the goal as well. The goal machine, Gutierrez gets another one right in front of the travelling fans, and 28 minutes in, Brentford looking to get back on track. 2 goals up at Vicarage Road. Game kind of died down then after a good start in the first half an hour. Following that, there wasn't really too much to report. There was 10 minutes to go. We were still up by 2 goals though, and as Tariq Lamptey back heels to Toney, this was giving the AI a taste of their own medicine. How many times have you seen in this series I slightly bring the goalkeeper out, the AI cuts it back and fire it into the unguarded net? Well, I thought I'm going to give him a taste of my own medicine here. Tariq Lamptey spots the goalkeeper coming out, back heels it, and there's the shocker with goal number 21 this season in the Premier League. So yeah, 3-0 up, the points in the bag, no doubt about it. We could have kept a clean sheet. Yes, we could. David Raya, what a save late on as Young heads it behind for a corner. And you see what it means to Sean Pratt and Ezri Konsa. Finally, another clean sheet to celebrate in the Premier League as well. Watford 0, Brentford 3, back to winning ways, and a really good display there against the Hornets. But again, the highlights and the headlines, all about this guy right now. Stanley Young, I'm loving this kid, man. Bought him in on a free transfer. I just saw something special in him, and he is not letting me down. And Rico Henry right now has been nothing short of consistently good in this team. But you best believe he's nervously looking over his shoulder and thinking, I think this kid's coming for my starting left wing back role. And you know, he definitely is. Still, for our fourth and final game of today's episode here, Charlton Athletic, the League One side right now, struggling in the third tier of English football. Felt very confident heading into the game here, taking on the Alistair Community Stadium in London Derby, progressing through to the last 16 of the competition. I still picked a strong lineup though, taking no chances whatsoever. I want a good cup run like we had back in season 1 where we reached a quarter final. Took the lead for you-know-who, Ivan Toney, and then 28 minutes in, some worrying signs here. Cross into the middle, and Roberto Gutierrez, who scored in midweek, goes down and stays down as well. Get a chance alive here as he's on the floor, which I thought was really funny. Ivan Toney denied though, as it was still 1-0. But really, we should have been home and dry in the first half an hour. Had some really good chances, but could only score one of them. And 39 minutes in, the League One side playing without fear. Jake Foster-Caskey picks it up, plays a 1-2 of his man, and drills it top bins to put Charlton Athletic level on this Saturday afternoon. I was thinking this should have been a banker. I picked a strong lineup, I had a really decent team out there, and the League One side had fired in their 11 at the break. We were tied at 1-1. I was thinking, okay, alright, we're not being in great form recently. The one thing we don't want with us being in poor, patchy form is a replay in midweek in a London derby. We would definitely feel the pressure. So in the second half, I thought, right, got to get us back in front, and we would as well. Ivan Toney, 5 minutes after the restart. How often does this guy save me? Finds a pocket of space, kicks the corner flag in celebration as he bags his brace. Best season of the series so far for the Shocker. He's going for that golden boot, and he's single-handedly keeping our FA Cup run alive and trying to keep us in the European places. Feeding himself in 52 minutes in, almost scored an absolute screamer for his hat-trick as well. That first touch, did you see that? That was so cool the way he flicked it through his legs there. Great stop though, as it was still 2-1. It was really Ivan Toney's show. Just looking for him every single opportunity. So close to getting a hat-trick, unfortunately could not do so. In the end, did not matter. 2-1 the final score. Made hard work of it. Should have progressed pretty easily with this game assuming to be a banker before the game kicked off. In the end, Charlton, fair play, League One side made it a bit of a challenging one for us, but definitely deserved a win, no doubt about it. And we're through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. It's what the board wanted, but they also want Europa League football as well. That's what they're after more than anything right now. And after just 4 wins in our last 10 games in the Premier League, not the best run of form. However, as you can see by the table, we're clinging on to 6th. 2 points out of Manchester City in 7th, and only behind the Toffees on goal difference as well. The Champions League is still a possibility. With 15 games to go, I'll take where we are right now. But that was this episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for enjoying. If you please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode featuring transfer deadline day with £37 million to spend very soon.